morning everyone, I am Babesy Kenson and for today's tutorial is about the fascinating application of congruence. So in this video, we will dive into one particular application which is the round robin tournament. So get ready to discover the wonderful world of congruence and how it applies to the exciting sports fixture. Now let's dive right in. Congruence can be used to schedule a round robin tournament. In this section, I will show you how to schedule a tournament for n different teams so that each team plays every other team exactly once. For example, we have 6 teams. Then team 1 will play team 2, 3, 4, 5, and team 6. Actually, we have a different formula on how to schedule using a round-robin tournament. But in this section, since we are dealing with number theory, what we need to do is to apply the congruences. So this method was developed by Freud. So a round-robin tournament or all-play-all tournament is a competition in which each contestant meets all other contestants in turn. This is precisely what I meant and said earlier. Now let's proceed in the steps to schedule a round-robin tournament for n teams using congruence. Step 1. If n is even, label all the teams from 1 to n and set n is equal to n. So small letter n represents the number of team, if it is even or odd, while the capital letter N represents the total number of teams. Next, if n or the small letter n is odd, add a dummy team as n plus 1 team and label all the other teams from 1 to n and set n is equal to n plus 1. So in both cases, n is even. So step 2. For k, solve the congruence I plus j is congruent to mod n minus 1. For each, 1 is equal to 1, 2 until n minus 1. Take note that k is represented by the number of rounds. So if j is not equal to I, pair team I with team j. And if j is equal to I, pair team I with team n. So when n, the small letter n, is odd, the teams paired with the dummy team is any round gets a bye or it doesn't play any game in that round. Now let's proceed to the last step, which is the step 3. Repeat step 2 for k is equal to 1, 2 until we reach n minus 1. Now, let's proceed to our example. So, for example, use congruence to schedule a round-robin tournament for 5 teams. Also, find the total number of games in the tournament. So, our goal here is to schedule a round-robin tournament for 5 teams using the congruence. So, here, our small letter n is equal to 5, which is the number of teams. And as you can see, the number of teams is odd. So, we label the teams as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and add a dummy team as team number 6. This is because the rules that I've mentioned earlier. Thus, n is equal to n plus 1 is equal to 5 plus 1 and equal to 6. So, the total number of teams is 6. So, for round 1, we solve the congruence I plus j. Congruence to k mod n minus 1. Let's say that I is equal to 1. Using the formula, substitute the given numbers. Then we have I plus j congruent to 1 since this is round 1 mod 6 minus 1. So transpose the number 1 to the right. Then we have j congruence to 0 mod 5. So 0 mod 5 is also congruent to 5 mod 5. So the value for our j is 5. Since j is equal to 5 and not equal to 1, which is the value for our I, team 1 will play team 5 in round 1. Next, for I is equal to 2. We use again the formula I plus j congruent to k mod n minus 1. Substitute the value of I, then we get 2 plus j congruent to 1 mod 6 minus 1. Then transpose 2 to the right, we get j congruent to 1 minus 2 mod 5. Solving this value, we get j congruent to negative 1 mod 5. Then solving the congruence, we get j congruent to 4 mod 5. Since j is equal to 4 and not equal to 2, then team 2 will play team 4 in round 1. Next, for I is equal to 3. Again, we will use the formula and substitute the given numbers. So as we solve the congruence, we get the j congruent to 3 mod 5. Since j is equal to 3 and equal to 3, team 3 will be paired with the dummy team and will get a bye in round 1. This is because of the rules of round robin that states that if j is equal to I, then the team will be paired with the dummy team. This is also means that team 3 will not play in round 1 since the team does not have a pair. So since team 4 and 5 have already been paired in this round, we don't need to solve for I is equal to 4 and 5 since team 4 is already paired with team 2 and team 5 is paired with team 1. So for round 2, we will solve the congruence by using the formula again, I plus j congruent to k mod n minus 1. So for I is equal to 1, using the formula, substitute the value of I, we have 1 plus j congruent to 2 since this is round 2 mod 6 minus 1. So solving the congruence, we get j congruent to 1 mod 5. So since j is equal to 1 and equal to 1, this team will play with the dummy team in round 2. So for I is equal to 2, same thing. We just simply substitute and solve using the formula. Now we get j congruent to 0 mod 5, which is also congruent to 5 mod 5. Since j is equal to 5 and not equal to 2, team 2 will play with team 5 in round 2. And for I is equal to 3, we will also do the same thing. Then we get j congruent to negative 1 mod 5. And solving this congruence, we get j congruent to 4 mod 5. So, since j is equal to 4 and not equal to 3, team 3 will play with team 4 in round 2. So, since team 4 and 5 have already been paired in this round, we don't need to solve for I is equal to 4 and 5. So if we continue the procedure and finish the other rounds, we end up with the pairings shown in the table in a tabular form below. So now, I want you to pause this clip and try to perform and continue the process or show the solutions in round 3 throughout round 5 using the round robin. So as we conclude this tutorial, I hope you gain a deeper understanding of congruence and its application in a round-robin tournament. By implementing congruence, we ensure fairness and equal opportunity for all participants. So thank you for joining me today. I am Babesy Kansan, signing off.